Good evening and welcome to the Shadows of New Orleans. Tonight, on Halloween, we are joining all of our supernaturals, as for one reason or another, they are all attending the Endless Night, the Vampire Ball. As our werewolves have previously been informed, details surrounding this ball stray dangerously close to the truth. Because of that, there are questions as to whether the host knows more than he should. The Guru are concerned that perhaps this is a kinfolk who isn't aware of what he is and has pierced the delirium and is unknowingly sharing what he's seen. Or is he a vampire using the holiday as an excuse to dig his fangs deeper into mortal society? Perhaps he's a mage harnessing the collective belief of the attendants for some mystical purpose. Perhaps he's none of those, or has the potential to become a part of whichever society can recruit him. To that end, tickets have been obtained for everyone for our Camarillon vampires. The prince, as she's lost many holdings, sees this as an opportunity to regain the upper hand. For our anarchs, the Baron, of course, sees this as recruitment day. The perfect opportunity to delve into other cultures, other societal structures, branch out a bit more from the limited reach he has built around the French Quarter. For the mages, of course, the Cabal of Mysteries had put out word that this could be a unknown mage, independent, or perhaps someone with the potential to awaken. Obviously, anyone who recruits said individual would be looked upon favorably, both by the Cabal and by Mage Society as a whole. For the werewolves, of course, it's simple. If he's kin or guru, bring him into the fold. If he's a threat, assess it so it can be handled later in a quieter fashion. To that end, you are all welcome to the Endless Night. The host is publicly known and is known as Father Sebastian. But before you get that far, this gentleman is manning the door, taking tickets, welcoming everyone, directing people if they have a specific interest they're looking for. With that, I'll turn it over to everyone to introduce themselves.
All right, on her way up, she's spent a willpower for whisper catching before they quite got here, so that it's active, but she tries to make sure that everybody's at least presentable for going into what's going on. Whether they stay that way, she can't control, but she wants them to at least look the part going in. Just remember, keep your eyes and ears open, smile, have a good time. Be wary of the food and drink.
Why would I smile at them?
Because they see it as a sign of niceness and politeness.
That is horrifying.
You can smile like this, you don't have to show any teeth.
Very well.
And you two, you ready?
As ready as I'm gonna get.
What are your other names?
You can call me Victoria or Vicky.
I'm Talia.
And as discussed, I will be Hunter.
Yes. Talia smiles.
Glance over at Alex, who's been muted. If you've been talking.
Sorry, I missed that. I was typing something, John.
That's all right. You ready?
Yeah, actually, I am going to. We're investigating this, so I think I have a good idea of what to do first. I'm going to cross over, and I'm going to go check at this place on the other side later.
We should probably stagger our entrances anyways, so that we're not quite so obvious. Especially as our innate love of stupid people goes up.
So I will catch up with you guys at the next at the place. Okay.
All right.
If you don't see me in an hour, if you don't see me in an hour, assume that something's wrong.
All right. You want Hunter to go with you? That area is kind of his forte. He looks between the two for a yes or a no.
I'm sorry, out of character, I didn't catch where Ian said Alex was going.
Into the Umbra.
Oh, it's the Umbra? Yeah, Hunter would immediately say, yes, I would like to go there.
We'll go and investigate from that side. Catch up with you guys in an hour. If you don't hear from us in an hour.
Ian, you are cutting out
You are
so hard.
so robot-y. So...
1 second.
She will trade cell phone numbers with him so that we can find each other easier. And with Talia. Because, well, she's Hamid, so she should have a cell phone. Maybe. Does Talia take her number, give her her number back?
Yes.
Okay,
Better.
there you go. You're coming in clear now.
She traded cell phone numbers with you?
Me?
Yes, so that we can get in contact when you're back on the other side. when you're back on this side?
Yeah, like I was saying, if you don't hear from her,
Since Hunter doesn't have a way to, because I'm very sure he doesn't have a phone, right?
No.
He's going with Alex.
Oh, what?
Oh, he's going with Alex. Okay. I was just gonna offer mind speak.
Actually, if you do that with him before they cross, we can at least keep connection somewhat if there's trouble.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, if Hunter would be amenable to a mind link, I can use mind speak.
He is okay with that.
Okay, then I will spend a willpower point and link into Hunter's mind so that we can keep in contact.
He's sending this on accident. He doesn't really understand why. It's just something he heard around the sept a lot. All Talia can taste for the moment is salt.
She'll just kind of go, okay.
Seems he does not like wearing this suit.
Right? Salty as fuck. Alright.
And I guess Victoria will make her way in first amongst the crowd.
I guess, yeah, we'll, I don't know, me and will we go back to the sept and cross over there, or just find a place here to near the event center to cross over?
It will take too long to go back. Find somewhere here.
All right. Hey, actually, John,
Yeah.
where's the event center first? My shop.
I didn't catch all 3/4 of that. You're breaking up pretty good.
Oh my god!
Your
Bro,
audio
computer.
really sucks.
Dude, turn off your camera. That sometimes helps.
Yeah, that can chew up a lot of bandwidth.
Try that now.
Oh yeah, that's on
It's
left.
fine right now.
Yep. Much better.
Okay, I was wondering where the event center is on the for this in comparison to where my shop is. Is it somewhat nearby?
It would not be. I mean, it's pretty well like right in like legit downtown.
You know what I'll do? Is there any hotels nearby that have?
Is there any what's that nearby? Hotels?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's in the French Quarter.
So I don't know New Orleans very well.
That's like the historic tourist. I mean,
So yes,
lots of bars, lots of nightclubs, nicer hotels and restaurants.
would Resources One be able to get a hotel room for the night?
On Halloween, last minute, not likely. Not in the French Quarter. French Quarter is expensive, like on off season.
Well, somewhere that's close enough that we wouldn't be traveling for a long period of time to get back and forth.
Right, so like just outside French Quarter, I'm sure you can find something.
Okay, cool. I'll hook us up with a room so that we can, so that we don't have to leave our possessions in some random place when we cross over. And we can do it in privacy.
Alrighty, so you get a hotel for the night.
And we'll go along with the plan of checking it out on the other side.
Alright, so you guys are headed through on the other side there.
Definitely going to peek first on this one.
Yeah.
Ooh, the gauntlet rating in the city is like 7. Yeah.
You guys are in inner city downtown, so it'd be 8. I would rule because it's Halloween, it's probably 7. Because everything is wild tonight.
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
That's wild with a Y.
Not necessarily
So we're gonna.
roll, we can just slow cross, right?
That's a house rule some people brought in. You generally have to roll. So yeah, Unchained is definitely going to peek first since he doesn't want to. It's definitely super sus to just go in blindly, especially in a city.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure?
Ooh, that is a botch on. Luckily, just peeking.
Oof.
No. Botch on peeking. Well, I'm going to assume that means you don't see shit for one, but as it's a botch, one would think that would have a side effect.
I got 2 successes on my peeking.
All right. Tim, because you botched, the other side looks like straight Weaver territory.
That's fair, and something he would entirely expect right now.
Ian with 2 successes. The other side to you is quite active, abnormally so for a city. And you would lots of spirits moving around. Dark spirits of like shadows, mystery, enigma, secrets.
Oh, he'll tell. He'll tell Unchained what he's seeing, at least.
It is expected that such sinister things would be here. I saw as much the same.
All right. Well, we know what we're heading into, so at least from here.
I can speak to them, but I do not know how cities work. So I will need your help.
I will do my best. I am Arun, so I'm not as up to date on that side of things as you are. But I will do my best to advise.
All right. And it's looking like we're going to try to step sideways. Let's get it. Let's hope that the stepping sideways roll is better than the peeking roll, yeah?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a success. Oh, yeah, I'd say that's
Wow.
a lot better.
3 successes.
All right. So you guys make it across, correct? What I'm seeing? I'm not
Yeah.
missing anything?
Yeah.
One of you quicker than the other, but all right. So we have 2 on that side. Roll me Perception Primal Urge.
Heightened senses gives me that extra die. It's standard diff, right?
Yes.
Alrighty. I've got 4 successes.
Three successes.
You notice that among the spirits are other spiritual entities.
Ooh, I got spirit lore. Do I
Yeah, so do
recognize
I.
things are?
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and throw a spirit lore.
Okay.
I got 2 successes.
All right. 2 successes, and Tim, did you throw or not yet?
I did. I got 4 successes again.
You guys would know that some spirits can enter from other umbral realms. And Tim, with 4 successes, you would know that these type of spirits typically are found in the Lower Umbra or the Shadowlands.
Ooh. So we may have some wraiths up in this piece.
Do you actually say that?
No, he would not say that. He wouldn't use slang like that. He would say, however, seems that we may have the spirits of the dead.
He will nod understandingly.
Hunter bites his tongue slightly to prevent going on more anti-Hamid talk in front of the Glasswalker. But he'll look around. He'll actually, you know what? He's going to approach one of these spirits.
All right.
Spirit.
And as one of them starts to kind of focus on you, you can kind of feel that attention as it turns to you. It doesn't say anything, it just looked.
Okay. He'll say, "What are you doing here? Typically are not. It is not normal for you to be a part of this realm. Why are you here?"
And it raises a sort of a claw-like hand, and it points beyond you, like to an area behind you.
He'll turn around and look.
And he would see a number of basically what looked like desiccated corpses and stuff, like climbing up out of the earth.
Oh, fun! Is that where you came from?
He doesn't really answer, but he kind of turns and motions with one arm, kind of a gesture, like this way, like inviting you to follow.
Yeah, Hunter's gonna follow, and he'll look to True Shot and say, "Be on your guard."
Yeah, he's following. Yeah, and True Shot's following him.
Yeah. I mean, dead or alive, a human's a fucking human.
Yep.
Do we want to go ahead and switch to the party proper, John? since we kind of have hogged the scene for more than a while now.
Yeah, I'll jump to them and then we'll circle back to you guys.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
As everybody else is arriving at the party itself. For Kim, something to bear in mind is that the party itself is technically in the French Quarter, meaning you are in the Anarch Barons territory.
I think this is where you non-werewolves get to come in. All right, then Victoria will enter the party proper.
All right, so this gentleman introduced himself as Tristan at the door. Takes your invite and very formal welcomes you to the ball. Gestures around, you know, kind of a sweeping grand gesture, very, very elaborate. Asks if you have any particular interests or if you're just going to peruse the party and see what catches your fancy.
I think for the moment, I'm just going to peruse. There's so many different opportunities. Whatever will I pick?
Well, should you need specific directions, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you, good sir. I will do so. Silently, she's judging him.
All right.
She will smile and make her way in.
It's a large, fairly open ballroom. They've got up on stage, they've got live music. It's kind of like that it's like a gothic punk rock, but not real upbeat. You know, it's a real somber, you know, typical for like the Vampire Club feel, real dark. Might even be a little darker than Lacuna Coil, but kind of that feel, Tim. And there's a couple different bars. Obviously, some are themed. Excuse me. They've got a Bloody Mary bar, of course. They've got a vodka bar. There's a like hors d'oeuvre table. One corner has kind of been roped off, and you can see there's a couple of people doing, artists doing tattoos there. Very diverse group. Parts of it are seem to be more like subculture areas. There's people in like full bondage gear, full latex suits, that sort of thing. Other areas are very formal, um, almost costume-like, like Victorian full dresses and stuff too.
And here I worried I overdressed. She'll chuckle to herself. And she's just going to wander around listening for conversations that catch her interest, aka anything that might lead towards information to what she's looking for.
All right. In order to kind of speed that along, let's use. And I thought I had a character sheet open because that would make my life easy. Why would I do that? So if you're just kind of moving through the crowd and listening, we can do a perception investigation if you would like, or if you're being more deliberate, like you're trying to eavesdrop on private conversations, then go with perception subterfuge.
I will do perception subterfuge. I have 3 successes.
All right. 3 successes would be. You would definitely hear whispers. A couple people claiming to be in the know that Father Sebastian has is going to reveal something specific tonight at the midnight cirque, which is also when they reveal next year's theme, but that he's got more to reveal than just that sort of thing.
He will make note of it and can just continue going around listening to conversations. And it'll let other people jump in so they can participate.
Right. So Dresser, I assume, is fitting in with all the crowds, and again, there's a couple of subcultures that are pretty minimal inhibitions or boundaries here, so I assume that's where he's mingling the most.
Dresser walks in. He breezes past the dude at the door, drops the invitation at his feet, begins taking off the very, very nice suit that he had on, and finds the other naked people.
All right.
When he finds the naked people, he will begin having sex with as many of them as he can.
Oh, that's
Wow.
there's certainly a section for that. It's semi. I'm gonna say semi-private. Like there's like these black sheer curtains and stuff up so that.
No, Dresser tells all those down. Everyone gets to watch. He doesn't care. It's to the beat too.
Well, there's a whole section that is cordoned off, and within it there's no curtains. It's just from the rest of the party.
I got flaws, John. I got to play them out. I'm doing it. I don't care.
Are you just going solo, or you're going to try and motivate other people to help you tear down curtains?
Oh, that's what the carousing roll is for, John.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, one corner, there is a fairly large group of people who are getting frisky, so to speak. And it's moved beyond even just swinging. There's men, women, they're commingling in ways some of you didn't know were possible.
I have Daredevil if you need me to roll dice.
Um, I do not need dice rolled, but one of the band members does in fact come down and join in.
Life 3 means never having to say you strap up. Just saying.
All right. Who's next up? Who do we have here?
Avalon needs to get up in here, so she's going to walk in and check things out. Avoid, as Lindsay put it, STD roulette.
All right. So she's mingling more with the high society or the costumed individuals or the well-dressed, the socialites, as it were.
Right.
Once again, it's a fairly mixed group, but there's definitely actually an odd presence of wealthy, like Gothic Victorian, but it's well beyond what is typical.
Okay.
If you're just socializing, everybody's fairly friendly. Everyone's excited about the event itself.
Right. I should make note just because I made it a point to wearing a blacklist dress. She's got a just so the other players are aware. Tattoo of the world tree on her back, covering her back, and miscellaneous other symbol up her arms, being as those are bare too.
You'll certainly get some comments for that. There's a different culture there, but certainly some people who kind of respect that tribal mentality, and the paganism is fairly prominent here. So you're kind of pick up some people chatting about different faiths and religion.
Okay.
Not necessarily academically, but like as far as their experiences with different deities or spirits or entities, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Alright, who are we missing? I feel like there's somebody we haven't gotten yet. Anybody haven't Lindsay yet? So feel free to jump in.
Okay, so Ezra is kind of, well, she's really rich, so she probably heard about this party a while ago, having to deal with other snobby rich people. Because I hear that's a thing. Snobby rich people just like snobbing at each other. So, of course, since she has a problem with being in cars that are not driven by her retainer, let's call her that, she will, of course, be driven there and have her butler, bodyguard, whatever you want to call it, open the door for her and whatnot. She's wearing a very exquisite and expensive suit, not a dress, because fuck gender role, like having to wear certain clothings at popular events. Typical suit with a red satin vest with gold embroidery on it. And it is accompanied by a, not a full face golden filigree mask. Here. It's not filigree either. But I don't know fancy terms like that. I'm just copy and paste the mask into side chat because I'm gonna be extra. She does walk with a cane though. And has a very pronounced limp with that cane. And she'll just mosey her way inside with her bodyguard though, who is also dressed up for the occasion. Because she does not go anywhere without this bodyguard. Yep, and she'll just go inside.
Alright, and now you would be greeted, of course, welcomed. Again, there's a variety of people, but they actually seem fairly friendly, considering the apparent amount of money that looks to be going around. So.
She stays very, very far away from the orgy that's going on because that kind of stuff disgusts the ever-living hell out of her. Even though it's not living, but she still stays away from the orgy.
Alrighty. And that loops us back. We have, I believe, Lindsay yet. Were you going to go in, or are you kind of still waiting on a report?
She's kind of waiting to hear from Hunter to see how their progress is going before she goes in. Tim there.
All right. Well, then we'll loop back to those two. So the two of you are being ushered along by this what's become a small group of these kind of dark-clad individuals.
All right. Are we being taken towards or away from the party?
Definitely would be towards, it seems.
Okay.
He's True Shot's following Hunter and is watching his back very carefully, and very carefully.
Yeah, Unchained seems to look all around. You don't need to roll P&E, True Shot. Unchained definitely is looking at the webs of the Weaver with contempt.
All right. And as you guys get closer and closer, the one who's leading you kind of gestures towards the building where the party would be, and then gestures back behind you guys to the what's now become a horde of these shambling corpses. And he, as he looks at both of you, he says in a very dark, very raspy voice, "Don't you wonder how they got that way?"
Yeah?
Do you mean dead humans? Yeah. Or...
I will need from both of you a rage or rage. Oh, where's my other book? I'm looking now. As you guys are both kind of filled with a panic.
Oh, are we rolling for Fox Frenzy?
There it is. Thank you. That's
the
word. I knew it would come to me, but you beat me to it. Yes.
All right. What's the movie tonight?
What's that?
What's the moon phase tonight?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Not too long ago it was full. I think it might be new or crescent, but I'm not sure.
There's currently a
No. Yeah.
Let's see if I can't beat you to it.
waxing gibbous moon. Shot.
Oh, okay. Not as bad as a full moon, but still pretty bad. This is 5 on rage. Luckily, I only have 2 points of rage.
And
Yep. I have no successes on my rage roll. I'm good. You there, Ian?
Hello?
Did you hear what John was saying?
No, I didn't hear what he said.
Okay. The ghost took us back to the party in the Umbra. We wish you could be more like them. And once we questioned them, we were filled with a panic, and now we have to roll rage to see if we go into Fox Frenzy.
Yeah, I already rolled that. I got that.
Okay. Then yeah, we both good.
all right, that was your 2 that you had.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
You only have 3 points of rage? Damn.
Current rage is only 3.
It's always the higher of the 2.
Permanent? I thought we only rolled the current.
I just checked it right now. I'm going to be channeling one of my friends in this hangout, and it's on page 261. Use the higher of your permanent or temporary on all your rage rolls.
Okay, I thought it was the temporary. Okay. Wait, what's the difficulty? 6?
On a gibbous moon, it's diff 5.
Six.
That one saved your life.
Sorry?
I said that one saved you. You still there, man?
Yep.
Okay. We're both good. We do not Fox Frenzy.
All right. The And as he looks at both of you, then he gestures again to the party and he says, "Good, good. This is no place for those who are filled with fear." And he kind of, as you know, like gets sort of between you guys and like puts your one arm around each of you and kind of like walking in like you guys are old pals.
If there's any way Unchained can avoid the physical contact with the human ghost, he may attempt it. But if the ghost is very insistent upon it, he'll just be like,
It's not really insistent so much as it's very casual. Like he's just walking next to you 1 second, and the next his arm is around you. So you could do a perception alertness to notice it before he does it, but he's very casual.
You know what? I have a more funny idea. One that can get some of the other Garu involved. Talia is going to get through the mind speak an image of someone wrapping their arm around another, and ask, "Do I need to be worried about this Hamid gesture?"
Talia is gonna laugh, and she's gonna send back. No, it's a sign of affection.
Why do dead men have affection for me?
Wait, she's gonna do a record scratch there. Did you? What?
We have encountered spirits of the dead.
Oh. Well, I mean, you're a theurge, so perhaps he likes you?
Maybe.
This is gonna be, I don't know. She's just gonna ask him, are you okay?
Am I okay? No. I am wearing an ape suit. I am in Hamid.
Let me rephrase that. Are you in any danger?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna go inside. And she will proceed into the establishment.
So I'm supposing that we are led further into the Umbral party, as it were.
Correct. And it's far darker than the other side. It's fairly blatant. There's beings feasting on other beings. Very, very primal and animalistic.
Okay, this is something he's okay with. He's marginally more comfortable right now.
Some of them are creatures like the one who walked in with you, only more feral, probably would be the best word, claws and ripping teeth. And they kind of seem to take chunks out of the people that are present.
Ooh, alrighty. And Unchained does not recognize those spirits? Or does he?
This is not requiring a will more effect.
Oh, John, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Does Unchained recognize those more feral spirits?
They are tormented, hungry versions of the thing you're with.
Oh, okay. All right. Out of character, Tim understands what that might be. Unchained is kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, True Shot's looking over at at Unchained like WTF.
His eyes kind of narrow at them, and he says,
He is looking at Unchained in the exact fashion Unchained was looking at him when he mentioned clowns.
okay. Yeah, Unchained will look and say, I am unsure of what this might be. I am not used to city spirits. However, it is much like you. He'll look to the ghost that's leading them, and he'll ask, what are those?
And he gives you this fairly unpleasant grin. Then he says, hungry.
For what?
And as you ask for what, he puts his hand on you, on your shoulder, and his claws slightly, not in a mean way, but, you know, they just kind of like to really draw your attention. He points with his other hand.
No, we'll go and look in that direction.
And as you do, he says, for energy, for life, for that which fuels and drives. For the passion. And then he looks at you and he says, we who are trapped and lingering are dead in every sense. We feel nothing. No hate, no anger, no love, no lust. And as he continues to talk to you, you kind of start to experience this yourself. You know, you kind of feel your rage become muted and washed out.
Ooh, okay, alrighty.
Is he actually speaking in a tongue that I can understand, or is he speaking in spirit speak?
Unchained can translate.
As a wraith, he could be speaking in a mortal language too.
Yeah, that's fair. Alrighty.
And is that rage thing only affecting him, or is it affecting both of us?
At this point, it's only affecting him. He's the one who's being talked to, and he's experiencing it. You're hearing the words, but it's not focused at you. You're not feeling the intensity of
Okay. Gotcha. Is this a spirit lore check, or is this another kind of lore check?
I don't know. We might start to be going into Wraith lore now.
Yeah, I think you're getting into Wraith lore specifically. So spirit lore in general wouldn't really tell you much.
Okay.
Yeah, like shit. I may be getting Wraith lore after this scene. Fuck yeah.
All right. Another one comes up to True Shot. Not one of the feral ones, but one of these similar to this one. And he says, "It's lonely here, only being able to reach out one night a year." He gestures to the party and he says, "This is an evening for carousing, for life, for us to once again feel that which we've lost as we lie here isolated in the bleak wasteland of eternity."
Why do you not move past this? Why do you stay here?
They both look at you a little bit kind of caught off guard by your question. And very, very puzzled. Almost as if what you're proposing is completely foreign. And he just looks. And then they both kind of start to walk like out, and they kind of step in front of you and they look out at the party. One of them turns around very very abruptly and grabs True Shot by the shoulders and looks him right in the eye and says, "Where else would we go?" And the other one leans forward, looking at Unchained, and he says, kind of in a more thoughtful voice, almost questioning, "Stay? Why not stay? Stay a while with us. See what it is we experience. Imagine the thrill, the intensity,
As much as I would like to learn more, I'm afraid that there is much I have to do tonight.
As you say that, you feel yourself kind of doubting your own words.
Oh boy! Alrighty.
You're compelled to you feel yourself very enticed and compelled to stay with this individual.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Alrighty.
That it's what he's saying is very fascinating, and that you really feel drawn in to remain.
Okay. Do I get to roll anything against that, or is that just happening?
That was rolled against your willpower.
Oh, it was rolled against my. Okay. So my willpower was the diff.
Right.
Okay. No biggie then.
And the other one who is talking to True Shot, and he says, "Tell me, friend, where would you go if not here? Where is it you were headed that would be more enticing than this? This intensity, this passion. What could compare?"
Moving on. Hello, Tessa. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
He looks at you and blinks real slowly. And as he does, things get kind of fuzzy. And as you look around, you realize that you don't remember where you were headed tonight specifically, but you remember being headed to a party.
Okay.
And he says, he turns back out to the party, puts his arm around you again. He says, "Yes, of course, we should be moving on. There's much more to see. Such a fascinating party, and we're so glad you could make it." And he kind of starts to lead you out into the crowd.
Okay.
as he works his way through, he finds a spot where there's a couple of these other ones, and he kind of gestures and he says, "Why don't you have a seat? We'll get you some refreshment. We have such incredible experiences to share with you."
Like what? You've been very vague. I'd like to know what kind of revelry we'll be experiencing.
And as you say that, he leans down, hands you or reaches down, and as he puts his hand up in front of you, you see there's this enormous rabbit that's freshly killed. You can smell it. Your mouth is watering. There's this sense of satisfaction and contentment and pleasure. And he says, "How about the perfect kill? Success of a hunt, the taste, prey, that first bite as you capture it, as your teeth break through and you begin to devour it. And you just feel yourself in this bliss of an ideal hunt." And then he says, "Go ahead. Try a bite."
I'm going to attempt a disbelief on this. He just pulled a rabbit out of nowhere.
Well, he pulled it from out of sight, yes. And he gave it to Unchained.
Yeah, I think for right now, unless I'm wrong, we're not able to get out of it just yet.
I mean, you could certainly try. At this point, you've had fairly compelling reason not to. But that's not to say you couldn't. Attempt to disregard.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to.
I mean, for Unchained's case, he's just not comfortable around the dead human telling him what's up.
And a city dweller just saw a guy pull a rabbit out of nowhere, and he's suddenly has memory problems.
Yo, can I ask? Can he literally have pulled a rabbit out of the hat?
Well, it wasn't specifically out of a hat, but I suppose it could have been.
I just think that would be hilarious.
And Ian, the key is that you don't even remember you have memory problems. All you'd remember is you were going to a party, or you're at a party.
Yep. Okay.
So.
Yeah. So what would we do to start disbelieving at this point?
Oh, well. Let's take a gander here. I mean, you could certainly swing back to not the page I was looking for. There's the notebook. Well, you could certainly roll your willpower. And that would be, let's see. Difficulty of Tim, what are your character's nature or demeanor?
Sorry?
Do we not have those declared?
Oh shit, I haven't declared those yet.
Ian, yours would be a standard difficulty willpower, simply because your nature and demeanor don't really lend themselves to just lounging at a party.
I mean, if that's the case, then this is a red talon at a human party, being told that he should have fun at the human party.
Well, it's not quite human though. It's the key. These are, it's very feral and it's feasting, but I could see him being slightly out of his element.
Yeah, especially since you did mention the ghost smiled at him.
Creepily or something.
Well, it's not. It's actually not. It doesn't even matter that it was creepy. It was the fact that he smiled. For a lot of wolves, like baring teeth is like a sign of aggression.
Oh yeah.
Like period.
It's also possible to smile without showing teeth. Just pointing that out.
That's fair.
And
I was just taking.
Generally, those are the creepy ones.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going off of the fact that you said grin rather than smile, but all good if you didn't use teeth.
No, that's fine. Go ahead and roll willpower as a standard diff as well.
I got 3 successes.
Watch me botch. Ooh, it's a single, luckily. Not a botch.
All right. So you guys both are kind of able to, like, you're still very tempted to stay, and everything's very fascinating and intriguing, but you know, like that little part of you has this urge to move, that kind of restless twitch that you know, that nagging that you have somewhere else to be a little bit.
Yeah, Hunter. I just remembered we got that thing.
Yes, we came here for a task and we must do that.
Yeah. So we gotta go. Because, holy shit, is that the time? We're late.
I do not know what he is talking about, but we must leave.
All right. Well, if you guys are gonna, I guess, how are you guys intending to leave?
Back the way we came?
I mean, you're gonna stay in the Umbra and just physically walk out of the party.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Unchained's gonna do. Fuck it.
All right. And to my book one more time.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't show his back to the to the spirits. They may be dead humans, but they're still humans.
So he's gonna kind of back away, keep his eyes on him.
Yeah.
Both of us. Actually, no. True Shot's going to walk face forward out, but right at the side of Unchained. So they are literally watching each other's backs.
Okay.
Like he's
All right.
close. He's not close enough that his shoulder is touching him, but you could possibly only drop like a hair between those two shoulders.
All right. I will need Unchained to so the one he's looking at looks back at him and he says, and it says, if you cannot handle our indulgences, our carousing, then flee. And as he says it, there's just like this shrill echoing. And I am going to need a Fox Frenzy roll.
Ooh, another one. Alrighty.
And this one will be at, let's see, your rage roll. You want successes, so it's -2 diff.
Okay.
So it'd be difficulty 3.
Yep. Because of the thing you sent me, it's going back up to 5.
No, it's offsetting that plus.
Is that only for Unchained?
Yes.
Okay.
Making eye contact.
Okay.
So, alrighty. So, alright. Okay, so it's diff 3. Let's do it. Ooh. Luckily, I don't have the 4 successes. But pretty damn terrifying.
Yeah, it would be terrifying. And well, you don't Fox Frenzy. The look in his eyes is enough to drive you to flee, as it's so terrifying. That literally you are going to flee even if you have to dig under the walls.
Okay. Sounds good.
Basically, the look in his eyes is that of a predator you can't escape, that sort of thing.
So he looks like an average human then.
Taken to the extreme.
Okay.
So you basically would bolt.
Alrighty.
So as he takes off fleeing, what is True Shot going to do?
He follows, but not running.
Okay.
Because he's leaving on his terms.
All right. Get outside. So you're back out of the party. What is your intention?
Are our memories returning?
No.
Okay.
Do we know that we came here with 2 other people?
Unchained's memory was not altered. He was tempted, coerced, and lulled, but he retained his memory.
Okay.
True Shot's memory of why he came was altered.
Okay. Yeah, is True Shot asking Unchained why the fuck they're here?
Yeah, I'm. He's got a real confused look on his face. He's got that. He's got that clown look on his face again.
Yeah, Unchained will look to True Shot after they've calmed down a bit and will ask, what is the problem?
We were supposed to be going to some party or something. Was that it?
On the Umbra side, yes. We have not seen the flesh side of it yet, and I think that may be better for us anyway.
If that's we gotta warn somebody. If that's
I am doing it now.
good.
Talia, the ghosts are hostile, or at the very least, very dangerous.
Then maybe you should get back to this side.
We've already made that decision.
Good.
I will take my chances with the humans.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back. What was that?
Those were the spirits of dead humans. I always imagined that my favorite human would be a dead one. I was wrong.
Yeah. And he's going to slow shift down to Lupus. And I believe the appropriate term is GTFO.
I do not know what that means. But yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Then yes. And yeah, they're gonna get the fuck up on out of there so that way they can step back sideways and join the party.
In a non-naked way.
Yeah. That's why Unchained is shifting down.
All right, so True Shot is getting out.
Oh yeah, we gotta roll to leave the Umbra.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the hotel room. Oh, no successes.
All right, then we will go to start transitioning to everybody who is at the party yet.
All right, well, let's see. I was, Avalon here had noticed some ravens and such in cages on the table, and she has literally gone and sat at a table next to a raven in a cage. A white raven, specifically. She's kind of pushed a rose towards it so it doesn't, but the flower end so it doesn't grab the thorn in its claws if it grabs at it. And she's going to try to make eye contact with it.
And it looks her right in the eye.
What a shit. And she's kind of just obviously it's using feral whispers on it. It's a shame to see such a pretty creature in a cage.
It just kind of nods its head to you. Right. Acknowledging your comment, basically.
Wouldn't you rather be elsewhere?
And he again nods its head.
Do you belong to someone?
It kind of shakes its head, but then it does look over to the gentleman up on the balcony who has kind of been overseeing everything.
Oh. You, I assume, is the one that put you in this cage?
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I said he, I assume, is the one who put you in this cage?
And it kind of struts / nods.
What about Dame?
And it, he looks around. Nods again and then struts along. Kind of like
Cage.
Yeah, like kind of in circles a little bit. You know, kind of showing off a little bit. Like, why bother with the other ones type?
Gotcha. You seem like a smart creature. Can't you, free yourself? She's kind of looking around to see the lock on the cage, if there is one. Or if it's just a typical bird cage where it slides open.
Yeah, it's just a slide latch. It looks at you and then it kind of blinks. Then it blinks again. And then it opens the latch.
I'm failing to understand why you decide to stay in the cage.
It would, he looks and then he, looks around again. Kind of turns and then gestures or with his beak briefly. And you see the gentleman who's running it is feeding one of the ravens nearby. And takes it out and kind of gently pets it.
I see.
This would be the guy who's actually running the thing.
Oh, come on, computer. Let's see if it just went out. Do you like this fellow?
And as you, when you ask him that, he begins to, in more detail, talk about how this one has respect for the ravens and the crows and the owls and the bats and respects those who are otherwise villainized or demonized. He doesn't throw rocks like many humans do. That he takes them in, he offers them not just shelter, but places of honor, and that you see cages, but that they're to a raven who can open them, they're nothing more than a nest with a roof on it, and that they get to show themselves off. Everyone gets to relish in their beauty. And everyone else who's inside, I will need a perception alertness.
I have one.
I have none.
All right.
I've got one.
All right. So I've got 3 of you who had one, correct? I don't know if Marcus is even still awake.
Yes, I got one.
Okay. Everyone who had one would notice that the proprietor here has kind of gotten up and started heading around to approach this woman who appears to be talking to a white raven, or focused intently on a white raven. And then Holly, you can make a perception alertness as well.
Okay.
Notice him approaching you.
Ooh.
Hey, John, can you post a watch link to the Facebook room?
I did get one to Joey.
Okay.
You would notice him as he's approaching you, and he comes right up to you and he says, "They're beautiful creatures, aren't they?"
They are indeed.
I don't believe I've seen you before. And there's not many other than my regulars who take note of the other guests.
I run a shop in town. Honest for ravens as well. And she reaches out, extends her hand. My name is Avalon.
A pleasure, Lady Avalon. I am Father Sebastian, and I'm pleased to hear that the Endless Night has begun to attract some new guests. It's unfortunately pigeonholed and stereotyped enough that we often don't find those who wish to branch out and join us. You're finding everything to your liking.
I am, thank you.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. What attracted you to the Endless Night? What brings you here? Are you looking for something specific?
I need to get out for a little while and do something new.
Well,
So,
we are as far out as
I find myself quite interested in. She motions her head towards the White Raven.
Yes, they're fantastic companions.
I can agree with that. While they're all lovely, this one is quite striking.
I must agree. And even for one of his kind, quite intelligent.
She just kind of looks at him like, what's that supposed to mean?
And he gestures to some of the other ones in the cages and the one sitting on his shoulder that he was feeding, and he says, "They're brilliant birds, but that one in particular has demonstrated a level of intelligence above and beyond even that of one expects from their kind."
Hmm. Very intelligent.
The problem I've encountered is so many people see such creatures as pets rather than companions.
It's a shame. Credit. Deserve.
Have you found the rest of the ball to your liking?
You
Well, the
party.
he gestures and he says, "Well, they're fantastic companions. I will tell you, some of my other guests are worth conversation as well. But I must admit, none have the courtesy of these fellows." And with that, he kind of dips his head to the White Raven, and the Raven kind of nods back, kind of a little bow. If you are looking for a companion, perhaps I could come by with him and visit your shop and see if it would be a suitable location.
I would appreciate that. I think it's lovely. Thank you very much. I like my shop very much.
Do you,
I assure you that it would not be alone.
do you have a card by chance, or perhaps I can get the name of your shop and I will look it up?
I do have a card, and she kind of reaches into her bag, her purse, and
I'll take the card, and so you be sure to let him know if there's anything you need. As she kind of heads off to mingle a bit.
she just kind of looks at the White Raven again and says, I do have a companion that is intelligent like you. I think the two of you would get along fabulously.
He nods his head and he says, "Good to have friends."
It is. I look forward to meeting you again. However, I should probably mingle before people start thinking I'm crazy.
He just nods and pulls the door shut.
She's going to try to, before she goes, reach out and give it a nice little scratch on the top of the head. And gently. If it will let her.
All right. As you stand up, you would notice that the people getting physical, as it were, are no longer confined to one corner. They've taken to part of the stage. The band member has brought a couple of people up on stage. And it's become a bit of a performance. They're getting special effects people involved. Fake blood type of thing to really play it up with the atmosphere.
Alrighty then.
As the Sebastian kind of moves around and mingles a bit through the crowd.
Yeah. I'm going to just proceed into maneuvering through the crowd and not trying to avoid the the miscellaneous orgy piles.
Oh man, I stepped in orgy.
Splash some orgy juice all over.
You know what?
That's the special sauce.
To drum up some activity for this scene, also to see what kind of humorous things can happen. As they walk in, Hunter accidentally bumps into Ezra.
Okay. Okay, so are you like, was it like head on, or was it just kind of like accidental side bump as you were walking past, or like how were you doing this? Because I need.
This was like an accidental side bump, because like he seemed like he was in a hurry to find someone. Well, no, it just looked like he was in a hurry, rather.
Can I take liberty and say, because she does have at least one dot of fortitude, that she doesn't, lose her balance or anything, even though she's only got like one good leg, if that's okay? Okay. So after that, she just, she doesn't act like a bitch or anything. She doesn't like brush off where he touched her. She just kind of smiles slightly and says, "Just watch where you're going next time."
Oh, yes.
She looks a little curiously at him at that point, because it's not really the reaction she was expecting.
She does get a weird look from Alex, though.
She's completely ignoring Alex at this point. She's focused on Hunter. What are you in such a rush to go to, I wonder?
Oh, I am looking for my friends.
Her eyes just kind of flick over the room. I'm assuming it's slowly turning into a just giant orgy at this part, and she kind of looks disgusted.
To be fair, Hunter also looks uncomfortable with all of that.
Strangely enough, Alex looks pretty out of it as well.
Oh, okay, all right.
So then her eyes flick back to Hunter and she just kind of chuckles and says, well, I hope you're able to find them. Seems this party's turning into a mess. Unfortunately, I had such high hopes.
I
Yes,
do not
do-
want to be the janitorial
Do all
staff.
parties here turn into flesh piles? Is that a normal thing?
She takes a moment to really consider that, and she's tapping the head of her cane as she thinks. So, finally answer. It depends on which parties you go to.
We're getting some
Yeah.
serious background noise.
Thank you.
Truly sound like a blender. You make margaritas.
Yeah, no, it was almost like a lawnmower.
Anyway, she'll go. It depends on the parties you go to. I'd like to say New Orleans has a bit more class, but unfortunately, not all do. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Oh, I am Hunter. It is good to meet you.
I'm Ezra Blackwell. It's good to meet you as well.
And Hunter is going to do the thing that he has seen humans do before. He kind of outstretches his hand.
Is it like one of those really awkward ones where his hand is just kind of like thrust out at like arms, like at shoulder height and everything?
Absolutely.
Yes. She looks a little curiously at that, and she'll kind of, she'll reach her hand up, take it, and then just kind of slowly lower it down back to like waist level, and then shake his hand.
He shakes for a bit longer than is socially acceptable. Until he, lets go.
She'll kind of lift a finger and she'll say, you don't really seem as though you've dealt with humans too much. And see, I'm just letting her say this because she has to deal with the gangrel. So she's just kind of like assuming he's just like a wild person. She's seen it because gangrel.
Yeah, Alex is just watching and listening.
Yeah. What Hunter will respond with is he will say, "Oh no, I am very used to talking to people. It is just I am not from here, and English is not my first language."
Oh, what is it then? Languages have always intrigued me, shall we say.
Something very, very, very unknown. You would not know if I told you.
Well, even if you don't tell me, I still won't know. And that's just withholding knowledge that one can learn from. We all begin in ignorance, no doubt, but we build ourselves up over time, don't you think?
Oh, yes. And also the entire time Ezra was going through that little speech, Talia gets a very quick ping to the mind speak. Talia, give me a human tongue. As in a way that humans speak. Tell me one. A very... No, not
English.
that one. Another one. An obscure one.
An obscure one.
Yes.
Gaelic.
My first language is Gaelic.
The fuck up laughing! Oh god!
Ezra takes it in stride. She goes, really? Scottish or Gaelic? Or, sorry, Scottish or Irish? I'm a little, well, tipsy tonight, I suppose.
Irish.
Say you're Scottish. Okay, never mind. Irish.
I've always loved to hear that language spoken. Do you mind?
I believe that it would be in poor form, yes. Also, I am still trying to learn English.
I don't believe it would be in poor form. And I understand you're still trying to learn English, but saying a phrase or two in your native tongue shouldn't be all that disastrous.
Yes, but a personal challenge I set for myself was to not speak Gaelic tonight.
Really? Why just tonight?
Because tonight was the night that I went out to this.
Well, what about tomorrow then? I have no plans.
I am a very busy man.
Really?
Okay,
what do
so-
you do?
So at this point, Talia's just gonna come save him.
Yeah, no, because at this point, Unchained pings through the mind speak. Get this human before I kill her here.
Yeah, so Talia's just gonna kind of rush over. There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Ah, yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Talia.
Your friend.
This is Ezra Blackwell.
She'll smile at her and say, "Hello, Ezra." Say, "Pleasure to meet you. I'm Talia." She
The pleasure is all mine, Miss Talia. And she'll shake her hand. As I was just saying, I was curious as to when your friend here, Mr. Hunter, would be able to allow me to hear some of his Gaelic that he speaks. I'm quite interested.
Gaelic, huh? Speak today.
Oh,
Yes.
today? Do you speak others on different days?
It depends on my mood.
Ooh. What others do you know?
She mouths to Ezra, "Pathological liar," and then just kind of hooks Hunter's arm. We should be going and finding the rest of our friends, and leaves.
Before she leaves, or before they leave, Ezra will pull a business card out of her pocket and hand it to Talia.
She'll take it and smile and nod and stick it in her little handbag and then leave.
Walking past Alex, like, bye.
Talia gives him a look like we cannot take him anywhere.
Hey, all I'm saying is, out of character, considering a red talon maintain a conversation with a human without any rage rolls. That was
I
pretty
mean,
damn
yeah,
impressive.
it was pretty good, but
Probably would have been better if you'd known she was a Ventru.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah. It's alright though.
The host gets up on stage then. And he says, I'm pleased to announce that next year we will be delving into a new theme for us. That being said, I would like to thank the exceptionally motivated and inspiring individual who brought some of that theme to this year. As next year we are delving into temptation and the demons of the night. To whoever inspired those guests to let down their inhibitions, I applaud you. And I hope that before you leave tonight, you'll stop by and at least leave a card with me. Your devotion to the concept of what it means to indulge and to challenge humanity and morality is incredible.
Dresser does start a chant. The chant is Ananda. 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 Ananda.
So, is there anything that he said that was a lie?
No.
Okay.
John, can I do a perk alert on the host, see if he's breathing, blinking, so on and so forth?
That would be probably perception alertness.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. I was debating if
Willpower.
investigation or alertness, but I think alertness works.
Dang it. 0 successes.
So from where you're at, you're not really able to tell.
Alright, I'm going
Probably
to
due to strobe lights and such.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to move closer and get a. I'll try again in a couple of minutes.
All right.
Can I have checked him out?
Sure.
2 successes.
He is breathing. In fact, he seems to have a very intense vitality to him, and very charismatic, but doesn't seem anything impossible for a mortal.
She's going to keep her eye on him then and see where he goes because they're going to be having a conversation after this.
All right. As it wraps up, or their main announcement wraps up, he kind of heads off again to a private balcony. People are coming and going from his balcony. You know, there's people approaching him is what I'm getting at, but it's definitely a private conversations up there. You know, just everyone's very respectful.
Well, the other Gara will see her going in the direction to speak with him.
Okay.
Dresser will begin to throw things at that balcony and encourage other Congo people to throw things at that balcony to get his attention.
Okay. Well, given the crowd you're with, there are lots of bras and panties and that sort of thing being thrown up there. And he is kind of focusing down on his attention does turn down to the Congo line just as the young lady gets up to the balcony.
He kind of shows. He says, "The car's down here if you want it. I ain't coming up there."
He chuckles and
puts the card in between the cheeks of a willing participant.
He as he stands up, he says to you, he says, "Young lady, I gather you wish to chat, but it seems I have a retrieval to make. So would you care to walk with me?"
I would love to.
John,
Yes.
before he gets too far, I am actually going to try to get as close to him as possible, and then I'm going to peek across the umbra directly at him and see what I might be able to see.
Say that again. You're going to try and peek across?
I'm going to try to peek across the umbra at him to see what I might see if there's something unusual with him.
All right. You can roll the peek across. That's fine.
2 successes.
He doesn't have a real noticeable reflection.
Is that unusual?
Most mortals don't have a real substantial reflection.
Oh.
Vampires wouldn't have a real substantial reflection. Not even all mages would. A mage is more likely to have a reflection, but...
Is there anything around him that might be abnormal?
Not really.
Oh.
If the two individuals that are coming down do approach Dresser, the first thing they'll both notice is its body heat is ridiculous, and it comes off in waves, and you can actually feel it.
That would actually cause the deodorant and cologne that Sebastian is wearing to become even more prominent. Very spicy and exotic, very strong odor. And I will need he gets the card from you, but he's chatting with this young lady, and he says, And what can I? How can I help you tonight, young lady?
Well, I think a moment where you're less distracted might help. This conversation is rather personal. And she's gonna kind of run her finger along the top of her neckline.
He takes the card and he looks at the dresser and he says, "We'll certainly chat with you, but it seems I have a matter to attend to." And he kind of arches an eyebrow a little bit. And then he'll again hold out his arm to her.
She will link arms with him.
And then he starts kind of walking towards a more private sitting area. How did you find the gathering this evening?
It is quite entertaining. The orgy is non-stop. I don't think I've seen anybody even take a break from it. That's real willpower there. They're so free. I don't think I've even seen one condom pulled out.
Well, there's
It's a nice.
different comfort levels.
Oh, most definitely. To be so free in such an open environment almost gets you flustered, doesn't it?
Well, I think some people have a different definition of what is acceptable to share.
I suppose that's true.
People,
What do you consider acceptable to share?
I think there's a time and a place for secrecy and discretion, and a time and a place to reveal oneself.
Ooh, mysterious.
We gather on a night when others don masks, others dress up and hide their humanity. We gather to peel back the mask that is humanity and reveal something more.
Who is we? Is this the metaphorical everybody we, or is this particular people? Because I'm completely fascinated.
He gestures, he says, "One does not attend a ball called the Endless Night unless they have something that only shows its face after dark."
Now you're talking like you might be a real vampire. Oh, and she just kind of gives this little shiver of excitement.
He looks and
If
he
only
says,
such things were possible.
"The idea of the vampire is shifts, skews, depending on who it is telling the tale. We have the mysterious dark nobility, the vampire of Dracula. We have the horrific creature in the night, the predator of Nosferatu." And then he kind of chuckles. He says, "Hell, we have the tormented, sparkling teenager of Twilight as a vampire. Who is to say what is truly a vampire?"
She'll chuckle at that. Oh, I was always hoping that the sparkly ones weren't the real vampires.
That's
Please
exactly
tell me they aren't.
Who's to say what is real and what's not? Those who are kindred to the night, those who play in the shadows and indulge in their lusts in an animalistic hunger.
And she will turn towards him slightly, the outside leg kind of crossing over and resting on his leg, and as she faces him. So are you a vampire?
I find that I have many passions I indulge in, all of them after dark.
So you don't want to admit if you are? I'll keep it a secret.
Perhaps my
She bites her lip coyly at him.
animalism, my primal desire goes beyond that of a simple vampire. Perhaps there are other beings of mystery and of legend.
Are you one of those other beings of mystery and legend? Like a wizard? Or a werewolf? I hear they're quite terrifying. Large, slavening monsters. Oh. I guess in the Twilight they weren't like that, but so often they are.
Perhaps I am a Fey Lord come to entice you to another realm. Or
Perhaps you are.
tempter here to make a bargain you'll regret in the morning.
She pouts at him. Now you're just playing with my heart. And she'll run her hand up his thigh. Come now, won't you tell me the truth? I would love it. It just makes me so excited to think of you as a vampire. So please tell me. Tell me you're a vampire.
Give me a perception primal urge. I was going to say awareness, but I forget that's the wrong splat.
Primal urge. Perception. I have a success.
You can't make out what due to the robust cologne she's wearing and such, but there's definitely a hint of a purebred to him. And he turns and he says, perhaps I'm something else altogether. Maybe a creation stitched together by a mad scientist. After all, vampires are passé, are they not?
They are. Currently, the big thing is zombies, and you look nothing like a zombie I've ever seen.
Or perhaps I'm some strange combination, or simply just a man who's brushed the darkness too closely.
And she'll reach up and run her finger along his lip.
I do believe, my lady, however, that if we continue this conversation, we might give the poor gentleman there a run for his money at inspiring the masses
Sorry.
Ooh, a run for his money. That sounds entertaining.
But perhaps we can chat again another time. Someplace
Most
with
definitely.
more discretion. Some
And,
secrets are best whispered between just two.
And she will reach into her purse and pull out a pen. And does he have long sleeves on?
He does not. Or well, they're like rolled up. He had a suit coat, and now he's got just a dress shirt with the sleeves rolled up.
She's gonna take and write her number on the back of his hand.
He kind of chuckles a bit at that.
And she'll give him a kiss, like right at the corner of his mouth. I look forward to hearing from you then.
I'm sure it will be sooner rather than later.
She'll smile.
And as you, he kind of stands up to take his leave and heads up to the stage again. And he raises a hand and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for bringing your passions, your bloodlust, your fury, it has made this truly an endless night, but while the night might be endless, we are not. And while I wish I could continue with you, the fact of the matter is that the mortal world turns, and we must once again rejoin it. I look forward, however, to mingling with some of you in the nights to come, and to seeing all of you next year as we bring hell on earth to the endless night." And with that, he kind of, with a flourish, he drops his head forward. The special effects, they get a blast of sparks and flame and flash of flame and smoke rolls up, and he kind of backs off the back of the stage.
And Victoria will make her way out of the private sitting area. She's gonna kind of be fanning herself a little, like she was getting warm, even though she's more bored than anything.
And as the host seems to have left, everyone kind of starts to wind down.
She'll find her friends.
Jester's getting as many numbers and cell phone numbers and can right now. Game recognized game.
Did you make that roll to see how good you are in bed, though?
Watch.
La daddy. La daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, urges. Gotta take care of them. So.
All right, as the crowds begin to trickle out, I assume you guys do the same.
Victoria does, unless her group wants to do something more.
Hunter wants to leave immediately.
Do the weird glowy? Is there a big group of the weird glowy people, John?
I'm not sure it's a big group, but there's a group of them.
Dresser will walk over.
Oh boy! All right,
Well,
let's get it.
no.
All right,
I'm assuming that's our group.
Excuse me.
And I
Yeah.
assume he's still naked when he walks up.
No, he's got pants on. I already wrote that inside chat. God damn it, you dirty motherfucker.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, if he was naked, oddly enough, Hunter would not mind that. He'd be like, okay.
Because y'all about that new life. All y'all. Anyway,
You look different with clothes on.
I get that a lot. How y'all doing?
Doing well, I suppose. We're
Yeah,
doing
so-
well, yes.
Yeah, so before I got distracted, I was supposed to check that guy out. Distractions. It happened. But I noticed y'all were weird too, and I ain't never seen that color before of aura, so I was just gonna ask.
Talia's jaw drops.
What? What are you
What?
talking
No.
about?
You're not
Well-
human.
No, I can see all kinds of, people. If people are human and if they're not, and y'all ain't, that's some other weird
You're
motherfuckers too. Oh no,
Are you?
no.
Like, no, I'm not. Like, okay.
Victoria gets an almost sad look on her face.
You mad, bro?
Oh.
No, just disappointed.
My bad.
I'm not
look,
sure what
so
you refer to, but I am perfectly human.
with extra bits.
Talia kind of looks at him like, really?
I'm
You was
perfectly
absent
human.
the day they taught regular. You were absent the day they taught regular person, weren't you?
Oh, actually, out of character, I didn't catch that. What was that?
You said you was absent the day they taught you regular person, weren't you?
He's,
I
work in
am not
progress.
sure what that means. English is not my first language.
yeah, he's a work in progress. It's okay.
By the way, all of you guys feel this dude like heat comes off him in waves. Like it's like it got hotter. Like the temperature raised when he got near you.
Whew.
If I tell y'all what I am, will y'all tell me what y'all are? Because I don't know what y'all are.
Sure.
All right, cool. I'm what's known as damn, what do they call us? Sahajiha.
And I'm what they call a judge.
Word? Cool. What's up, Judge? How you doing? Can I get a pound? Can we shake?
She will shake.
There you go. See, that wasn't even hard. Y'all weird about him? Is he weird? Cause I don't know. I was busy. My face was distracted by my face. So did you find anything weird out? Because my bosses want to know if he was weird. Was he weird?
He was perfectly normal as far as I could tell.
Yep, absolutely normal.
Oh,
Nothing
for
to be, nothing to be Couldn't find anything.
Oh, okay. Cool. So she a
I'll
judge.
roll
Y'all judges.
manipulation subterfuge.
Y'all all judges too.
I don't have to.
Y'all all judge things too. Is that a thing? Judge? Just y'all call judges? I'm gonna write that down in my weirdness book.
I'm a
No,
builder.
I am not such a judge.
You're not a weirdness
I'm
judge.
not-
You're not a judge.
I'm a builder.
Okay, she a judge. What are y'all? Okay, I gotta write this down because they say when I see the aura, ask the person what they is, and then write it down in the book, and it'll help me keep it in my memory. So I got a judge. What else I got?
A builder.
Builder. Write that down. Okay, builder. What else?
A storyteller.
Ooh, that's awesome. I like me a good story. What else?
A healer.
Like a doctor? That's amazing. You like help people?
Yes.
Unchained can hear Talia laughing in his head.
No, there's just not enough people to help people in this world. This world is all crazy and everything, and when you got to protect people to help. Y'all protect him so that he can help people.
We
to heal.
do.
That's cool. That's awesome. What do you build? Like houses? You like a contractor? Or not a contractor? Okay, that's my fault. Thanks, man. I came in to see weird stuff. I saw some weird stuff. I decided to engage. I'm glad it didn't go left.
Is there any other weird stuff?
Yeah, there's some 2 or 3 of them over there. I don't know what they is either.
Which ones?
That one over there. He points right at the vampire. That one over there with the tree
Does
on
he
back.
point to Ezra?
Yeah, all of them is weird. That one over there is weird, and that one over there is
How are
weird.
you telling she's weird?
Ah,
She's got deceitful aura and blush of health.
damn you. Damn. Does the C4 order be prime?
But does he have prime side up or state side up?
Prime site.
I don't think you can see orbs with prime side, unless I'm wrong on that.
You can see magic juice, and you can, if you know what the magic juices is, then it's all really quintessence. So people got magic juice, they got magic juice. So that's why all he knows is weird. All he knows is weird. It's cheesy but true. Ocus is Ocus is Ocus. Yeah, them weird people over there. I don't know what they're doing though.
She will glance over at the weird people. The only one weird person who may or may not show up. I don't know about the other one. Estes
Look, I
haven't
don't
chimed
know.
in, so.
I don't know if you should approach them because I've heard tell that it's dangerous initiating first contact with new weirdos. I've heard tell. Some of them bite you
Bite.
with teeth and shit. Just,
The feeling
I'm
that
glad y'all-
Talia gets through the mind speak is something akin to irony.
Y'all should be careful. I mean, I approach y'all and y'all seem to be good people, and I got your weirdness wrote down on my name little notebook. But yeah, if y'all need some free haircuts, I do that too. Y'all need haircuts? Y'all good?
I might.
Listen, I concierge. I just come to your house and do what I got to do in your front yard. I'm cool. I do colorist, nails, all that. I'm good.
And she holds her hand up. It's been forever since I've had nails.
They call me Dresser. Dresser's my name. Dresser's my name. Dresser, how y'all doing? Dresser. He shakes, hugs, and/or pounds those who will let him.
You'll give him
He's going to shake hands. It's always the most comfortable way.
Alex will give him a fist bump.
Talia would actually let him hug her. Like, yeah, okay, why
Oh,
not?
see, trying to hurt nobody. Just saying what's up, and I'm sorry I smell like Badussy, but you know I was busy.
You are a
Y'all
strange
gonna keep? I get that a lot. Y'all gonna stay around here and do? Is there an after party that I didn't know about? Is there an after party?
one. Not that I'm aware of.
Man, man.
She looks down, checks
Hey.
her phone.
Well, I don't want to bother y'all none. I just wanted to say what's up. Hey, if y'all need me, give me a call. I hook you up. Your edges are kind of.
You got a business card?
Of course.
And
He this one he pulls out of his wallet. He goes, I don't think you want this from the last place I had one. There you go.
Where did you have it?
In the crack.
Look at her ass.
yeah. So I'll
The
take
moment
the
that
question.
question is asked, Avalon squeezes past the group and out the door.
Oh, poor Avalon.
When she squeezed past, did she have body temperature to her?
No.
Alex will just hand Esther a business card.
What? You violent, man. Take that back. That's negative. That's negative energy. You like make guns and stuff.
He takes back the business card and leaves.
Are you a bad person?
No, he's not a bad person. Yes.
He's already gone.
Promise?
I think he's just watching
promise?
that woman that's left.
Talia is just sticking up for him.
Okay.
Like,
You good? You promise? You promise he's good?
yes, I promise he's good.
Okay then. I'll say y'all can tell him that I forgive him for his negative energy in the universe.
Well, sure, we'll do. You go. She says to
Yes.
Jane.
Bye. Have a nice day.
See you, dresser, right?
Yeah. Don't say hi to strange Chloe people because they might bite you. Just be careful.
Yes, understood. It was good to meet you.
Why you sound like a robot?
Maybe he. Never mind. Let's just go.
He gets unemotional on occasion. It's alright. Have a nice evening. And she's gonna head out, pulling a set of glasses out and putting them on.
Alrighty.
All right. That's everything, everyone. And we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Alex will be headed back right to the step, and we'll offer Jane right back.
Out of character, I assume they drove here, and it took like a half hour of convincing.
On a motorcycle.
Oh no!
You can ride on the back of Victoria's motorcycle.
No.
Talia would just offer to walk with him.
6 hours later.
And then he was okay with that, and then when they get outside the city, they can just go lupus.
Yeah, exactly.
He can handle like regular cars. Can't do it. He can't fuck with motorcycles yet.
She'd call them an Uber.
Yeah, he can kind of fuck with cars. He's still kind of weird around them, but he's like, all right.
Hey, she'll call them an Uber. What she'll do.
All right. So everybody begins to trickle out and wind down. The host is nowhere to be found, and the gentleman who took your tickets thanks you all for coming. And as people are heading out, he more than once he mentions you just hear him, thanks for coming, appreciate you joining us, we look forward to next year. And the phrase time to put the mask back on is mentioned a couple times. And that will conclude our Halloween scene. Thank you, players, for playing, watchers for watching. This has been our first full venue scene for the Shadows of New Orleans. We look forward to having you visit again. Good evening. Thanks for joining.